Let's play a small game now. I need everyone to listen to me. Think of a whole number between 1 and 10. A whole number between 1 and 10 multiplied by 9. So now you get another number. Add the 2 digits. So you get another single digit number now. Subtract 5 from that number that you've obtained. Now you have another number. So let's say you obtained 1, think of the letter A. You've obtained 2, think of the letter B, 3, C, and so on and so forth. So now you've got a letter in your head. Think of a country with that letter. Thought? Now take the next letter. That is, if you thought of A, think of B. If you thought of B, think of C. So on and so forth. Think of the next letter, think of an animal. Thought of an animal? Now think of the color of that animal. Okay. How many of you all here in this room thought of grey elephants in Denmark? 3 people, 4 people. How many of you all thought of eagles in Denmark? No one? What do you think of? Excellent. What did you think of, sir? My God, how many people missed the entire game? Excellent. Yeah. It just didn't work. So of the people that actually played the game, a large majority thought of grey elephants in Denmark. How is that? I gave y'all the freedom to choose any number. Y'all did that. I didn't control that. I then implied a series of actions. Y'all did that. How did we arrive at one single answer? That, my dear friends, is the illusion of choice. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and everyone present here. Good evening, would you?
Good evening.
Thank you. So, when did I actually think of this topic, the illusion of choice? A week back, I was at home with my family, and I decided to take them all out to a fancy restaurant. So they said, "Chalo, let's all go. Let's go." Took them. We sat down at a restaurant. Now, the thing about restaurants is, you'll be surprised. They are playing all of us. Fancy restaurants, they're cheating us for our money. I'll tell you how I realized that. As soon as you sit at a fancy restaurant, take your menu. It will always be hardbound with a nice material. That is essentially to give the restaurant an exclusive or elitist feel. Then you open your menu. We will not recognize, we will do this instinctively. We will go to the center of the menu. Then we will look right and then we will go left. This is something called the golden triangle. There are people who design restaurant menus based on this principle. And they would place the most expensive dishes here. Now, I never knew this. And as all good things go, and as my family went, they ordered the most expensive dishes. The next thing that I realized in a restaurant menu was the color used. They would be at times red. The color red invites us to take action. So you will see a lot of brands the color red because red invites action. The color orange makes us happy. Green implies fresh. So these are ways that you are manipulated into making a decision that you may not want to. So that is why I say choice as such is an illusion. You are being manipulated. The next thing on a menu is the extensive descriptions given to a particular food item. I saw on the menu something called a rice pancake. I was intrigued. I was like, oh, I want to have a pancake. So I asked the waiter, please come. And he read out the description for me. He said it is a batter of rice, crisply fried, served with a dollop of butter and concoction of coconut. I said, what? He's like, sir, it's a dosa with coconut chutney. So when you vividly describe a dish with fancy words, we tend to make that choice. And that's something that you would observe in menus. They use words to describe it very vividly. They would inculcate a picture and they will inculcate a sense of nostalgia. That is what menus do. Then you have something called decoy dishes. What is a decoy dish? In a menu, an expensive restaurant, you would have at most 7 dishes in a section. And the first dish will be the most expensive. So as soon as you look at that, and the next dish will be comparatively cheaper. So you'll be like, this is a bargain. So the next most expensive dish is where they are making their money off. That is where a restaurant makes money off. The first dish, the most expensive dish, they were never made. It's a decoy dish. That's how menus are designed, and you'll be surprised at how big the industry is. So why did I think this was relevant today? Because around us, we all think that we are capable of making our own choices. But we are being manipulated into taking decisions that are well beyond our control, as you saw with the initial game, which I'm very disappointed that many of you all didn't play. I'm saying that once again. So, we are manipulated into taking decisions that we think are our own. We think we are making some of free will, but it isn't. We are becoming tools used by puppeteers. We are victims of propaganda. We are victims of cheap gimmickry. At a supermarket, a simple example is what you see at your eye level is what the supermarket makes the most money out of. What you see top and below, maybe just as good, the supermarket doesn't make a lot of money out of it. So the concept of free will and choice is at times absent. Why I think this topic is relevant today is because we are manipulated into taking decisions that have far-reaching effects, both politically and economically. The Brexit was one of them. You are manipulated by various people on the basis of facts that they put out to take decisions that have long-lasting consequences. So, since the topic or theme today is God-given equipment our mind, I would suggest each one of us take a step back. Use this tool to decipher between what is right and what is wrong. Are you indeed making a choice out of free will, or are you being pushed forth? And the restaurant menu is just a simple example. You have never imagined that a restaurant menu is being used as a tool for propaganda. So various choices are being forced upon us based on factors that are beyond our control. So take a moment to think about this. And as Sir said, Gandhiji himself said, do not allow your mind to be trampled upon by other elements. In the end, I would like to finish off with this quote. Eternal vigilance is the price we have to all pay for the freedom that we enjoy today. Over to you, Roshan.